Hey guys, Sean Hammond with PremierGuitar.com. We're at Winter NAMM 2015 in Anaheim, California. The Cort Guitars booth. We've got Hugh, who's actually from Manson Guitars, who is working with Cort on this new signature model from Bellamy from Muse, of course. We've got Danny here, who's playing guitar. Hugh, tell us the story of how this all came about.
Well, I've been making Matt's guitars for over 20 years. He's got, I think, 28 of my guitars, and we make copies of those as well. But they're like $6,000 each, which seem to alienate half the planet. And they're sold out forever. Right. So we figured, and Matt figured, what we needed was to produce a really, really good guitar at about $700. So after 3 years of research, development, of prototypes going backwards and forwards between Cort and myself, and Matt testing them. Yes, no, this is right, this is wrong. We've come up with something which is very exact to a Bellamy guitar.
So when you're sending it to him, he's like checking out, no, the neck doesn't feel quite like mine, all that stuff, the width, the profile.
Yeah, even down to the construction of the truss rod inside the neck. That affects the sound enormously. I don't think most of the population of the world realize that.
No, is there a unique truss rod in his high-end guitar?
Less air in the neck, the better.
Okay, so it's not so much that it's an unusual type of truss rod. Is it just a double-acting truss rod?
No, it's a single-acting truss rod.
Okay. But
I've never understood the double-acting truss rod. You got 140-pound pressure trying to pull the neck up. Who is it who's trying to push it back?
Okay, so it's not like it's some proprietary, unique truss rod. It's more about the channel that it's in and all that.
Exactly that, yeah. Also the shape of the neck. This is very matte, this neck. It has a particularly, for me it's comfortable as well. I mean, that kind of happened accidentally. When he got his first advance for his first record way back, the first thing he did on the morning he got it was come into the shop and order a guitar.
Really?
And I made the neck for that guitar.
And that's the one that he wants all of them modeled on.
And that's how it went, yeah.
How would you describe that profile of the neck? Is it shallow? Is it beefy? Or?
It's kind of no, it's shallow. It's more like a deep V, I suppose. You could add these words for necks. It's very hard.
So it sort of
Pick
has
one up and try it.
It sort of has a peak in the back there.
Yeah, it does that. How would you describe the neck?
A wide D, probably. It's wide.
Wide D?
Yeah, wide and a little bit D. Yes, okay. Not a V at all.
D as in dog. Okay, not a V, guys. All right. So tell us more of the story. So recently, you guys all agreed that the design was cool. It really matched what he's been playing for a long time now, and I guess now he's taking these guitars on the road with him.
Yeah, exactly. They're just finishing off an album, and then they've got a stadium tour lined up, and he's ordered some of these to take on the road, which is great for us. It shows me that we got it right.
Nice. Now, okay, let's talk about excuse me. Let's talk about the features, because obviously Matt is famous for the band's music, but he's also famous as that guy who has the pad in his guitar to manipulate parameters of effects in real time. Yeah. So this one doesn't have that, obviously, because that would make it more affordable, less affordable, and fewer people would want to use it.
Exactly the problem. I also wanted to make a guitar that did not only relate to Muse fans. It would you can play bossa nova on it if you want to. You can play what you like on it.
Danny, you're playing bossa nova in a minute. What's that?
I can play pretty everything with that.
All right, nice. Okay, so let's talk about the features. The pickup.
It does have a feature, yeah. We put this kill button on here, which has a kind of the ability to give a staccato, kind of rhythmic whatever.
It's like a little video game button, huh?
Yeah.
Nintendo kids will love it.
Yeah, a bit like
now,
that. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the pickups. Are those I assume went through the same scrutiny with Matt?
A lot of time, yeah. We've got a pickup winding machine at our place, and we made prototypes. We sent them over to Korea. They made prototypes. They sent them back. They didn't sound quite the same. I guess our wire source was different to their wire source. Maybe, I don't know what it was. Eventually, we ended up with our Nico-loaded bridge pickup, which sounds, I think, absolutely wonderful.
What type of Alnico?
That's a 5 in there.
5. Okay. And the neck pickup
is a lot cleaner. just a cleaner, slightly hotter output version of a Strat, I suppose. It's not in a triangular route. It's in a parallel route.
So if you were to describe the tone of the pickups or the specs of them, would you say they're sort of vintage voice or a little bit more modern?
The bridge pickup was a bit brighter than your say like a 58 standard pickup. It's got a bit more edge to it.
All right. Any other features you want to talk about? Like, I mean, you got the truss rod access.
Truss rod adjuster at the end of the neck is sort of a bee in my bonnet. I've been a Led Zeppelin technician forever, and I make all John Paul Jones's stuff. So on the road, adjusting a truss rod is a necessity pretty well every night if you go from one climate to another.
They go everywhere.
So if you go from plus, I don't know, 60% humidity one night to some other country where it's different humidity, you've got to adjust the truss rod. The last thing you want to do is take the neck off the guitar. So we put the truss rod adjuster down here. The machine heads are a whole other story as well. They're staggered in height quite significantly. In fact, we had to have these two machine heads at the end here specially made shorter than is available on the market in order to create enough angle over the nut so that we could not have a string tree. And part of the sound of this instrument comes from the fact that this head is designed like this. You get some quite interesting overtones from the string which come from the resonance of these strings after the nut. People forget that the string on a guitar is from the machine head to the tailpiece. It doesn't just go from the nut to the saddle. The whole thing is integral to the overall sound of the instrument. And these machine heads are locking machine heads too, which I suppose a little bit unnecessary on a guitar without
Since there's no tremolo. Yeah.
But if you're lazy, they help.
No, okay, I'm sure everyone is like, just shut up and play the thing, but a couple other things. Standard three-way switch?
Yeah.
And the woods.
This is a basswood body. And we're pretty specific about the weight of it. It's not a heavy guitar, is it?
And what about
we're very fussy about that.
What about the neck and it's rosewood fretboard?
Rock maple. It's a maple neck rosewood fingerboard. No dots on the front, as Matt has no dots on the front of any of his guitars. I've always wondered why you need dots on the front. In fact, I've always wondered why you need inlays on the front. Do you ever look at the front?
That's for people watching YouTube to learn your songs.
It's also for the guy in the same band, so you can see what key the other guy's in. You don't actually look at it yourself, you look at the other guys.
Right, that's true. All right, Danny, let's hear this thing. Let's hear a few different sounds and go to town.
Yeah, okay. Let's try that main sound, that aggressive mew sound, you know. Thing with the octaves and on the harmonic content, it's like absolutely modern. But it's not just muse-related things, not just for that. It's nice, but it can be cleaned beautifully.
Let me turn to show these guys. So okay, so that's bridge position.
Yeah, the middle one is well compensated because you're getting some warmth from here. You can clean it up with well-tailored volume and tone electronics. And the neck one cleans immediately. But you don't feel that any lack of gain at all. It's cleaner, but it's nicer. More aggressive. So if you're playing those kind of riff with those AC/DC or Queen inversions, it's so nice, but you can go to anything cleaner just with a flip. Another interesting feature is that obviously the kill switch, and it's on a real nice place to be because it's at the same place that that trick with your Les Paul. So
you don't have to move your hand too much.
It's so nice that you have your selector where you need it, and you have the game changer here.
You're a gamer.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone has its own past. So I think that's very nice. speaking about what Hugh told before about the nut, there's a lot of trick that even Matt Bellamy is doing with the trick. That kind of flavor you can only get with that type of design. Even if you listen to notes, I like tuning between them. Sounds amazing. I think that is something to be keep in consideration. But the overall feeling of the guitar is a rock guitar with new features that lock-in tuners. So it's pretty a well-designed machine.
Awesome.
And it sounds awesome.
Well, thanks for showing us, Danny. I'm going to grab Hugh.
Pleasure.
Hugh, so, all right, do you have one other thing you want to tell people that's sort of coming up, or is that?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, use your imaginations. All right, guys, so, Hugh, one more time. Sorry, I'm snapping at you like that.
Okay, I'm here.
Where can people go online to find out more about this stuff?
They can go on the Cort website, or they can go on Manson Guitar Works website in the UK. Well, look on YouTube, there's miles of it.
All right. Is it CortGuitars.com?
Yeah.
Sweet. Visit CortGuitars.com and PremierGuitar.com. I'm Sean.